What's up? Your boy Ghetto Greg. I normally don't even do reaction videos. I'm doing this reaction video because this clown, Phillip, whatever his name, Scott, I think his name is, just annoyed me to no end that I had to just comment on it. You know what I mean? I seen him on, what's his name, Jesse show, and he annoyed me then, but this video, he annoyed me like way more. Because it's almost like these guys, they get a couple of YouTube subscribers, and they start almost thinking like they speak for the black community. Like who the hell are you trying to be? Al Sharpton? Fuck you ain't Al Sharpton. Like you don't speak for me. You're a nerd anyway. So I'm just gonna I'll just go all on and stop it as we go. Here we go. Let's see. Let's listen to this guy.
Well, tonight on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, your boy Fat Joe, he's at it again. Now, what did he do? He's disrespecting black Americans because how dare black Americans have a say in anything in our culture?
First of all, he's saying, who are you? Like he's kind of saying like he's more famous or more bigger than Fat Joe. Like I know who Fat Joe is. I really don't know. Anyway, all right, let's just go.
I want you to hear what Fat Joe has to say because I didn't know that we were radical black racists. I didn't know that. The situation of Fat Joe, that black man, whoever he is, I don't know, that's sitting there interviewing him, to let this man sit in front of you, not even a black man, sit in front of you. And
there's where I got a problem. I don't like that splitting racist narrative, because when people say when they use narratives like that, letting this man, he's not even black, right? Let him talk. Like black culture is something to be cheered. Black culture is a bunch of idiots these days. We are at the bottom of every statistical, every single. Right, we're at the bottom. We're at the top of every negative statistic, and at the bottom of every you dig what I'm saying? Like we're at the bottom of the barrel. So why are we always defending black culture? Black culture ain't about a goddamn thing these days. And we act like they anyway. And here's another thing. When the guys like that talk about you're defending our culture, wearing shiny, goofy ass, shiny teeth and big giant red boots in our culture. When you talk about that, we don't. Why come these guys don't talk about 1 out of 2 of our children being aborted? Like for some reason that is off the grid. It's off the radar. Like you never hear this from jackasses like this. But they talk up the racism and stuff, and they'll march and everything, George Floyd and all that junk. But nobody cries for the innocent. But anyway, let's keep going.
Tell you that you have people in your community is radical black racist and using the N-word in front of you. See, listen, where's my New York people at?
The N-word carries too much power. I don't believe in it, and I don't give a damn about the N-word. When people say, I'm not fighting no one over calling me the N-word. I don't give a damn what you say, whatever the hell you want. I think we give that word too much power anyway. N-word. Someone call you the N-word, like you say, it's almost like when you're a kid and you go, hey, knock this stick off my shoulder, we're fighting. Or you talk about my mother and we're fighting. Like, what are we, like adolescents? Like, we're at the point now as a black community that we cry over that. You know what I mean? Like, so you call me a nigger. Like, just shut up. Who cares? Get some thicker skin.
Let's talk a little bit New York.
New York.
In New York, y'all look.
I'm from Rhode Island. I'm an expo fighter. And one thing I used to hate when I go to national tournaments or regional tournaments is that I see these jackasses come into the tournament because they're from New York or from Philadelphia or from wherever, big cities. And they'll walk with that kind of pride. Like, I'm from New York. Because I don't give a damn where you're from. Your own boy said it. KRS once said it perfect when he said it ain't from where you're from, it's where you're at. I'll whoop your ass. I don't care where you're from. You know what I mean? So anyway, just keep going.
That N-word. Y'all love it to the core, but this is my issue.
You said we love it.
If you're going to use it, love the N-word. It should be among black people. Sit up here letting people like Fat Joe.
Where are we? Where are we? Did you just hear we're letting people use the word? Like how do you stop someone from using a word? How is that even possible? People can say or do whatever they want to do. So what we don't try to change people, we change us. It's a perception. The whole thing with the N-word is perception. If you change the perception of it, it'll take the power away. But when you got fools like this, yeah, and I call him a fool, talk about we letting people say it around us, like it just sounds adolescent to me. Like you can't stop someone from saying something. Like how do you stop someone from saying the word? And, like we're supposed to get mad if someone else says it. Like what kind of world do we live in?
And people of his community use that word to you, and you don't say nothing. See, we different down here in the South, man. That would fly in the South. That just do not fly here in the South. That would be a problem. Fat Joe don't come down here with that.
What?
He don't run around here telling black people that.
This is the kind of foolishness that started the East Coast West Coast war. Dumb niggas like this is how that started. Making comments like that. You don't come down here with that mess. Now you got some ignorant nigga down south that don't know no better, and he's gonna say, "That's right. You don't come over here with that junk." And now somebody comes from the north and come down there. You just sparked some ignorant nigga down south with what you just said, dumbass.
They face, not down in the South. But this man, see, he's speaking like a colonizer. A colonizer would say, how dare you take ownership of your culture? And you don't gatekeep it. Because I'm supposed to come in and out of it when I want to, do what I want to in your culture, and you better not say nothing.
White man been doing it for years. I ain't hear you. Anyway, man.
Black Americans have every right to gatekeep any part of our culture.
And what part of our culture are we gatekeeping? I already gave you the numbers on the abortions. 1 out of 2. So we have one, kill one. What are we preserving? Like just ignorance? Like so we're proud of ignorance now? We got niggas that walk around and actually are proud of negative stereotypes. For instance, a comedian can get on stage and go, yeah, and black people are always late, and that's right. I'll come to work when take pride in actually being tardy, being late. Like when that should be not cool. Like I'm on time. I'm not someone that's late. So just because see, that's what I'm trying to say. Like we're twisted people. As a people, we're twisted because let's listen to what he's saying, and you realize that we're just dumb. We're just dumb. We're just dumb people.
And to hell with anybody that has to have an opinion otherwise.
I got an opinion, punk.
Just like other groups gatekeep their culture, and I take no issue with that.
What I'm trying to say is, what are we gatekeeping? The right to be ignorant? Huh? We murder each other. We're hostile to each other. This might be hostile too. I'm hostile to dumb niggas like this guy. Yeah. So what are we preserving? He's acting like we got some noble kind of like we're respected. Like listen, no race respects us. No other race respects the black community. Period. You know why? I can tell you why. Because we're out of order. Our women run our community, and that's not the way God meant it to be. It's supposed to be God, man, woman, child. That's the real reason why we're completely in chaos. Because our women run our community. But anyway, you can't say that, and this nigga never say nothing like that, because it's niggas like this that are afraid to say, shut up, black woman. Shut your mouth. That's what you need to do. But these kind of simp niggas will blame men, and they'll just like this is such a foolish conversation that I'm flabbergasted. I use that word, flabbergasted.
If you don't have something exclusive, then it's not worth anything. See, this has been the problem with Black American culture. Uh-oh. We have been allowing anybody to come in and out of it if they want to, and everybody feels that they can just run over and trample and use our culture anytime they get good and ready. So now you're having Black Americans say, oh, no. We about to start enacting some gatekeeping and exclusivity.
This is ridiculous.
And when Black Americans started to do that, that bothered a lot of people, like Fat Joe. And when you start doing that, you find out who really respect the culture.
Nobody.
Who really disrespect the culture.
Nobody respects.
And Fat Joe is running around here like a spank.
You know why nobody respects the black culture? Because black culture is a joke. At this present time, black culture is a joke. No one respects it. No one says it, but on the snickering, no one respects black culture because we're out of order.
And it's colonizer. Period.
And these guys think because they use like fancy words like colonizer, you know, to a dumb nigga that sounds like he's intelligent. Like, you know what I mean? But to me, it just sounds foolish. Like colonizer. Just.
He's not a guest or anything. He's a colonizer. Just like what Kendrick said about Drake.
So Fat Joe's a colonizer.
Now, that comment about radical black racist. What position that Black Americans are in to be quote unquote racist?
That right there is putting yourself in the back of the bus. See how slick that is. Like, listen to what he's saying. You're saying that's you subjugating yourself. I don't ask nobody for nothing. This is America. Everybody got a right to do what they want to do. So I don't need permission from anybody. Not a white man, black man, Spanish man, Asian man, no man. Until we realize that, first of all, we got to realize this is our country. I'm a black American. I don't have another flag on my house. I don't have another flag in my car. I'm from here. That's where I'm from. Not from Africa either, by the way. I'm from here. I'm American. You know, some of you niggas ain't even got no identity. None. So you put someone above us, like he's doing right now, like kind of saying like we let someone come in up. Like anyway.
Anybody. Show me any system in America that we as Black Americans can exclude anybody and hurt somebody out of. Show me how we can deny jobs to people. Show me how we can deny home loans and business loans to people. Show me how
it's not the system that's messing us up. It's us. We always say it's the white man, or it's the Illuminati, or it's the system. It's not the system. It's not the system that I'm looking at my back when I go to the ATM at night. It's niggas, okay? It's not the system that's killing every night. It's niggas, okay? If you want to be real about it, it should be a civil war in the black community. Black people, niggas, because it's the niggas. And the bottom line, and here's another thing. The niggas don't represent the majority of black people, but they are put in the forefront, media and all that, so you only see these ignorant niggas. And by looking and seeing these ignorant niggas, other cultures, someone in Saudi Arabia, someone in Senegal or Russia, they only see these images of the Black American and they think that's us, and that's not us.
Our police officers who are black can just wholesale shoot down people, right, who are non-black and get away with it, and nothing happens to them.
These guys are always talking about cops killing blacks and African Americans, and first of all, let's say they're really not killing blacks; they're killing black men. But we don't really say that because we say it as a whole. But overall, it's the ones that it's the black men that's being killed. Okay, we always talk about George Floyd, and I guess there's a new case where the dirty correctional officers beat that black guy to death in the prison. And as bad as that is, I'm saying we need to concentrate more on the 100, all right, across the nation. Go to any hood in the United States, I guarantee you, there's murders there, black on black, all right? So I'm tired of focusing on the one dirty cop that does a dirty, disgusting thing to a black man, because it normally ain't the women, but the black man kill the black man, choke him out, whatever. Why are we always marching in mass on that, but we don't say nothing or do nothing for the 10 black kids that was murdered in the street by black hand last night? Why don't we march for the 1 out of every 2 of our black children that are aborted? Why don't we have all this energy that this punk right here got over that? Oh, and by the way, I called you a punk. All right, so you anyway. I'm not gonna start a fight. I'm just saying we don't need these kind of turkeys. These what's that saying my brother likes to say? We're just making a bunch of turkeys is all we're doing. This is a turkey right here. You know what I mean?
Show me that. Show me where black Americans have mass incarcerated anybody based off the color of their skin. Show me, Fat Joe, since you're saying the word racist, where's the system of black supremacy? That black people are dominating everything and oppressing everybody based off of the color.
We can't even dominate ourselves. We can't even run our households. Our women tell us to shut up. Our men, we don't even check our women. Pimps of 1970 would be embarrassed of black men these days. Let me repeat that. Pimps of 1960 and 70 would be embarrassed of black men these days.
Of their skin. Show me, Fat Joe, where this system of black supremacy, where we reign supreme. I like to see that. See, this is what y'all get. A lot of you New York cats. This is what you get for letting these others
making it a geographical war. Like niggas in New York is any different than niggas in down south. We're all in the same boat, so why are you splitting it? Again, that's what the kind of foolishness that started the East Coast, West Coast war, because when you got foolish idiots like this saying that kind of stuff on this platform, you got to remember, I like to say 90% of people are idiots. All right? That leaves 10% that got some brains, that critically think, okay? When this fool says these kind of things, you got idiots that will listen to that. So now they take pride in, if he says down south against New York, now the ones down south, these idiots are going to take pride in down south. And that's how you start these little wars, because dumb niggas. All right? So you can't say stuff like this. This is the kind of stuff that incites that kind of foolishness. But because he says a big word like colonizers, he's trying to sound like he's intelligent, or he sounds smart to a dumbass.
In the culture, and that's why they talk the way they talk. It don't matter what we discussing about Caribbeans and anybody else. That's a conversation that black Americans are having with the diaspora.
There we go. Another
that's
big
all
word.
People that be having that
How many
conversation.
niggas in the hood know what that means, diaspora? Like this is what I'm talking about. It's just all smoke and mirrors and foolishness. This is a dumb nigga.
Not colonizers like Fat Joe, who is not part of the culture. He is not our people. He's not anything.
Fat Joe is probably more our people than you are, man. Fat Joe is Fat Joe is more our people than this nigga is. I said it.
But once again, some of you brothers and sisters in New York allow people like Fat Joe to be comfortable coming in our culture talking the way they talk. Then when you call them out on it, well, I'm part black. No, you're not. You're not black at all. I know Afro-Latinos when I see them. They look like me, right? They have hair similar to mine. They have noses and lips and everything similar to me. They just speak Spanish. I mean, they may speak English too, but they speak Spanish. You're not an Afro-Latino, sir. You're not. So you're not black. Stop lying. Okay, because a black man or a black man would never allow to come out of his mouth that someone is a radical black racist. And what are you being radical about?
I would. What the hell are you talking about? Said no black man would come out of their mouth a radical. There's a such thing as a radical black racist. Yeah, I would say that. Because if you kill 1 out of 2, you're a radical black man. More blacks have died in abortion clinics than have died from AIDS, um, murder, sickness, Vietnam. That's so. Yeah, wouldn't that be? Let me tell you who's a radical black racist. Any black woman that's pro-choice.
Delineation. And
the reason why I say that is because that would be advocating genocide on your own race, since our women are doing that 4 times more than the next woman, which is the white woman. 4 times more. And we represent 11% of the population. And if you really want to break it down, because there's 3 women to every man born, so that 11% actually turns into more like 8%. So 8% of the population is accounting for over half of the abortions done. So that would be a radical black racist to me. Punk.
Every group delineates. Hispanics delineate. Asians delineate.
Here we go with another big word, delineate. Like, just speak English. Like, you know what I mean? We don't need...
Europeans delineate. Arabs delineate. By their logic, that means all those other groups are radical too, because they delineate. Delineation isn't radical, it's normal. Black Americans were the only group that didn't delineate. But now we just really join the rest of the world with delineation. There's nothing wrong with it. Just because you delineate doesn't mean you hate nobody. Doesn't mean you exclude anybody because you delineate. Fat Joe is just mad and projecting that he got checked. He couldn't lie and say Hispanics created hip-hop 50-50 with black people. See, that's the lie that he told. Nobody else. Now, I'm not saying other Latinos either. I'm not putting them in it. It was the lie he told. And he was mad that it got busted out, you know, when Tariq Nasheed did his documentary microphone check. He's upset about that. He saw...
Fuck Tariq Nasheed. I watched the junk too. He ain't been doing nothing but robbing people for years. What did he ever do? Nothing. The same way that other jackass, Dr. Umar, what did they ever do? Nothing. They don't do nothing. Not one of them speaks out about the 1 out of 2. Okay, not one. They just sit around and stoke the racism fires. That's all they do. Here's another one. All these guys they're not good for the black community. Guys like this, guys like Umar, guys like Tariq, that soft-ass Nasheed, whatever his name is, all these guys do is stoke the flames of racism. That's all they do. They get you hot and bothered about racism. When the problem in the black community is not racism. The problem in the black community is us.
Salty about that. Because, see, what they was trying to do is finesse a bag. If they can get that lie out there and that lie would have took root in the black community, then you definitely would have lost.
So he's saying it's a big issue that Fat Joe said that Hispanics created hip-hop, and he's saying if that lie would have got out in the black community, it would have caused all this disruption. What planet is this guy living on? Like, we're worried about who created hip-hop? Is that where we're at? Right? Is that where we're at when our kids are dying, when we're only married at, like, what? Prior to 1960, we was married at an 82% clip. Right now, that number is 11%. All right? So we're not married. We're not together. Our kids are killing each other. All these things, and this jackass is worried about somebody taking credit for creating hip-hop. Like, who gives a fuck?
Hip-hop to Hispanics. Because the white power structure was up there and just gave everything to the Hispanic community.
There you go again. When someone says the white power, all right, I'm not even going to go there. I'm just saying this is another thing that we always do, put ourselves in the back seat. Listen, we should never put ourselves in the back seat. We are just, all right, let me put it this way. If the board is rigged, all right, if it's a rigged board, the game is rigged, what do we got? What choices do we have? If like we say it's racism or it's this, it's rigged. The game is rigged against us as Black Americans. What do? Do we sit back and just point and cry and say, The game is rigged. Every other race, we just cry because that's all primarily it is crying because nobody cares. All right, so we're just gonna keep saying it, or are we gonna say, I know the game is rigged, I'm gonna win despite the game being rigged?
No, they rather deal with them than us, the originators and creators of hip hop and just about almost every genre of music in this country. You understand? So Fat Joe can miss me with that BS.
You can miss me with this BS.
If black people in New York had any kind of pride for themselves, you'll never sit down and talk with that dude for no interview. You'll never take him.
What is this? So he's basically telling New York to boycott Fat Joe. like that's really gonna happen. Like listen, niggas that are not even from New York will take Fat Joe's side over you. Like the fact that you're sitting here trying to start a war between Hispanics and blacks because of it ain't because of something really that happened to us that caused us to fight. It's because you're upset that somebody tried to take credit for creating hip hop. So this is your stance. This is where you're at. This is where he's at. Now he's telling people in New York, okay, because he's probably got a couple of dumb niggas in New York that follow him. He's telling his fans in New York to boycott Fat Joe. Which how does that even help anything? We're just a community of dumb niggas.
Seriously, you don't want to hear none of his music. I don't care what his music sounds like. You don't even want to hear it. You say, bro, don't play that Fat Joe mess over here. Don't play that.
This guy's a moron, point blank.
Because Fat Joe don't respect the culture. Right there, him using the radical black
I
racism.
don't respect the culture. I don't respect big, giant, red clown boots. I don't respect shiny, grilled, stupid-ass teeth. I don't respect our women with them stupid-ass eyelashes. And I don't respect black culture. So what are you telling me? I'm not black?
Let you know he has no respect for the culture, no respect for the.
Let me say this. I don't respect black culture. I respect black people. I don't respect niggas. I respect black people. Just so we can get that straight for someone misinterprets that. Because this is YouTube. I know how it is. I don't respect niggas. And I got plenty of videos that say what I just said.
The fight that we have had in this country and still fighting to this day.
And this guy's a nigga. He's trying to stop fights is what he's doing.
He has no respect.
Respect.
And he's always going to side with that colonizer. He's never going to side with black people. And he keeps showing his hand, brothers and sisters. He keeps showing his hand.
The colonizer.
When are y'all going to wake up to people like Fat Joe? That dude don't like black people.
I had enough. Fat Joe don't like black people. So this is foolishness, all right? Years ago, when Tupac and Biggie, the West Coast, East Coast stuff, this is exactly how that started. From loose lips like this, turning, using geographical locations to turn against each other. This is black on black crime. And listen, Fat Joe, Hispanic, but Fat Joe's I know a lot of Hispanics. Like Fat Joe is like in the black community, and that's kind of like I wouldn't even split that. I wouldn't even say split that. Like he keeps trying to say, well, you're not black, you're Hispanic, and I'm saying Fat Joe is probably more black than you. Right? He's from the hood. He knows plenty of black people. I wouldn't even really kind of split that like that. I wouldn't even split that. I definitely wouldn't start a fight. Which basically this is starting a fight. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think it's stupid. And I think if we was gonna fight any other race, it should be over something, not over who created hip hop. First of all, we already know where hip hop started and who started it. So if you know what it is, why would you fight if somebody says, "Well, I created it"? So if some Arab in Saudi Arabia says, "Oh, I created hip hop," are you gonna get mad at that too? Idiot.
You can't use him. He shows his true colors. But Fat Joe been like, to me, canceled. Definitely. Because when Fat Joe did that to himself, he should have just kept his mouth shut
I don't think Fat Joe is racist, and I'm gonna end the video right there because it's getting too long. It's already at 20-something minutes. So I don't think I'll end with this. I think this guy, Scott. I think he's a complete moron. What's his name? I want to make sure I say his name. Phillip Scott. Phillip Scott. Oh, by the way, if you ever, Phillip, if you see this and you ever want to, all you gotta do is reach out. I'll debate you anytime, anytime, any day. I'll debate you. Because I think you're just a complete moron. I don't think you make any sense. I think you're just completely twisted and backwards. And I think you're a nerd, really a nerd, trying to be like you're cool. You remind me of a nerd. You ain't walking in the woods. So I don't listen. I'll debate you anytime you want. When you get ready. I don't think Fat Joe is a racist, and I also take Fat Joe's side on this. Peace.